An Atlanta-based makeup artist left town for work, but when she returned, she found a stranger living in her apartment.
90% of my stuff was gone.
Now she's sharing what she discovered inside her home and explains why she's now going after the apartment complex's management. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Nia Bynum was a tenant at the Bentley at Marietta Apartments for about 3 months. It's located in the suburban city of Marietta. It's right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And she says from the beginning, there were issues, broken cabinetry and door hinges, roaches. This is what the dumpster looked like right outside of her unit. Bynum travels for work as a professional makeup artist, and on May 15th, she left Marietta to take a job in Greensboro, North Carolina. But before she left, she says that she told her management she could not take it anymore. She needed to break her lease and get out of there. They agreed to part ways at the end of June. So weeks later, when Bynum returned home to retrieve her belongings, she says she never expected what happened next.
I put my key in the door. That key doesn't work, the original key.
Bynum says that she then went to her apartment manager to figure out why the key to her apartment wasn't working.
I go back and I say, hey, like, this key is not working. So she's like, she was like, oh, well, let me call the vendor.
The vendor shows up and opens the door. To give you some perspective, this is what her apartment looked like before. This is what it looked like now. Almost everything was already cleared out. She posted a video on Twitter and got almost 100,000 views.
That's when I went into my closet and I seen a bag, a Cracker Barrel bag. I've never been to Cracker Barrel. The refrigerator had a Burger King cup in there, and I don't drink Burger King. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Then I look on my stove. It's water, it's crumbs everywhere, all of that. I go in the bathroom. It's a cigarette in the toilet, all type of stuff in the toilet. It's towels up. I'm looking like as if somebody was washing up in my bathroom.
Bynum believes that it was the complex's maintenance man. She says that she spotted his uniform, mail, and pills still inside the apartment. She claims that he kept some of her belongings, like a bin that used to have her makeup supplies in it. She says that he dumped out her products and was using it as a nightstand. She says that the person also got rid of her bed but was using her sheets and comforter.
I don't have no shoes, no clothes. Like, all my stuff is gone. And the people in the office were also confused why my stuff was gone. Like, everybody was like, oh, I don't know why your stuff is gone. I don't understand why your stuff is gone.
Bynum says that she agreed with apartment management that she'd vacate by June 30th, but instead, they put up an eviction notice on her door for past due rent of $1,398. The notice indicated that she had to respond on or before June 9th, but she claims they knew she was working out of town.
So I kind of feared because I didn't pay my rent when I left, but the reason why I didn't pay it was because, it's already going to go into collection. So, I wasn't tripping, and she already knew she already knew I didn't pay my rent.
And did you have any, did you have any plans to pay in the future, or you're just going to let it go?
Yeah, I was going to eventually pay it in the future, but I was just, I just wanted to move to Texas. Like, I just didn't want to pay it.
Bynum claims that management never called, emailed, or sent any written letter to inform her of the eviction. We took a look at the eviction notice and discovered that it wasn't signed by a deputy marshal, sheriff, or county clerk. The service date also shows that it was posted June 2nd, just 2 days after the rent was past due.
It didn't have nothing signed about no sheriff or nothing. And even the office was like, my stuff wasn't supposed to be gone.
So we stopped by the apartment complex to see if anybody was inside. Nia told me that she lives in apartment 1817 here. I just knocked on the door. The front door is open and the apartment is virtually empty. According to property code, a landlord can begin the eviction process immediately after a tenant fails to pay rent when it's due. It does say that if the tenant, quote, has an eviction judgment ordering them to vacate and they don't leave, the landlord has to file a writ of possession with the clerk. This essentially asks the marshal or sheriff to go out to the property and ask the tenant to leave. It says the landlord is then, quote, personally responsible for removing all of the tenant's items and placing them on the curb. But Bynum says that apartment management told her that never happened and her belongings were still supposed to be inside her unit.
I don't know where my stuff could be. I don't know if it's in the trash. I don't know if, somebody sold it. I don't know.
We reached out to the apartment complex for a comment. A PR representative wrote us back and said, quote, "As you might expect, the apartment management is not legally permitted to share private information about any former or current residents. And as a rule, we do not comment on ongoing litigation, including evictions. What I can say is that the ownership is committed to full compliance with all federal, state, and local laws that dictate the landlord-tenant relationship and the eviction process." Now, Nia says she did speak with Marietta police, who told her that the man in question was never given permission by the landlords to stay there. She says that they are still looking for him and her stuff. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.